My brother skipped my wedding to launch his startup. He asked me for a job 6 years later. Caleb was supposed to be my best man, not because he'd earned it. My husband, Josh's older brother, would have made more sense, but because our mom begged me to give him a real responsibility for once. Caleb was 23 then, drifting between failed college semesters and half-built business ideas. And Mom thought standing next to me at the altar might finally make something stick in him. 2 days before the wedding, Caleb called to say he couldn't make the rehearsal dinner. He had a networking opportunity, the soft launch of some subscription box startup he'd been pitching to the family group chat for months. I told him the dinner mattered. He said the wedding was just one day, but this launch was the rest of his life. He didn't show up to the ceremony either. Not a text, not a call. My dad walked me down the aisle alone, and Josh's cousin stepped in as best man 20 minutes before we started, borrowing a jacket that didn't fit. My mother spent the reception checking her phone, torn between crying and defending him. "You know how he gets when he's excited," she said. Like that explained an empty chair where my brother should have stood. I didn't scream. I didn't even really cry that day. I got married. I danced with my dad, and I let Caleb's absence become the joke nobody wanted to tell. Later, I found out his big launch had been 11 people in a rented co-working space and a Venmo link. It folded within 4 months. I went quiet with Caleb after that. Not dramatic, no blow-up. I just stopped inviting him to things and stopped asking Mom for updates. I put everything into the event production company, Josh, and I had been building on the side. The one Caleb used to call cute when he was busy explaining his own 5-year plans to anyone who'd listen. We landed a regional hotel chain as a client in year 2. By year 4, we were running launch events for 2 Fortune 500 brands. By year 6, Franum Creative had 18 employees and an office downtown with our name on the glass. Caleb, meanwhile, burned through 3 more startups. The last one, some app for splitting restaurant bills, folded right around the time his lease did. I heard about it from Mom in fragments, the way I heard about most of his life those years, secondhand, softened, edited for my comfort. Then last month, an email showed up in our company's general inbox, not from Caleb's personal address, but from a fresh one he'd clearly made that week, with a subject line that just said opportunity to connect. He'd applied for our open coordinator position through the careers page like a stranger, not realizing, or maybe hoping, that I wouldn't notice his own sister ran the company he was job hunting at. I recognized his name immediately. I read his cover letter twice. He wrote about growth mindset and wanting to learn from an industry leader. He didn't mention the wedding. He didn't mention 6 years of silence. He just asked for an interview. I forwarded it to our head of hiring with one line: standard process, no special treatment. Then I closed my laptop and didn't think about it for 3 days, which felt better than I expected it to. He didn't get the job, not because I blocked him. I genuinely never said a word to the hiring team about who he was, but because 2 other candidates interviewed better. Mom called me furious, insisting I owed him a real shot. I told her he got exactly the same shot as everyone else, which was true, and that seemed to bother her more than any grudge I could have held. I never told Caleb I saw his application. I never brought up the wedding, the empty chair, or the years of secondhand updates. I let the silence answer for me. He knows where I work now. He knows what we built. I never reminded him of any of it. He'd already done the math himself.